Hockey fans know Mike Fisher as one of the hardest working players in the game. Country music fans know him as the husband of Carrie Underwood. But growing up, Mike wanted to be known as something else, as a relentless defender of his faith.
Nashville Predators forward Mike Fisher has been described as one of the most aggressive players in the NHL. Also known as Fish, the newly married husband of country star Carrie Underwood made his pro debut with the Ottawa Senators in 1999. But his vigorous reputation on the ice began much earlier, when he was a kid simply trying to defend his faith.
I got made fun of when I was a kid, especially playing hockey, maybe a little bit at school, and I can remember countless times of, a few times missing practices or whatever to go to church, and especially at a young age, and kids didn't understand that, and they would, throw the Bible basher jokes and things like that.
Mike grew up in a Christian home in Peterborough, Ontario.
I just still remember that day and hearing the message of Christ and wanting to accept him as my Savior. I still remember going into my bed, kneeling down with my mom, and she kind of led the prayer and led me to the Lord.
Mike started playing hockey competitively when he was 7. And from the moment he touched the ice, he felt as though he had something to prove, especially because the other kids thought that because he was a church boy, he wouldn't be aggressive enough.
I wanted to play as hard as I can and prove to people that I could be a Christian. I could play like even Mark Osborne or Stu Grimson, who played for Nashville. He was a fighter and a guy that was very scary, but a solid Christian guy.
Mike developed into a stellar athlete, and at the age of 18, he was drafted by the Ottawa Senators. And like many young pro athletes, life in the sport became his world, and it was hard for him to keep his priorities in order.
It kind of became a little bit of my God, and I still a Christian, and still, but I wasn't really where I needed to be, and I wasn't living in the Spirit. For a period of time, I got too focused on hockey, and that kind of led me astray a little bit.
Mike's career soared, but he realized he needed to refocus on his relationship with Jesus Christ.
At about 22, when I got settled in Ottawa, is when I kind of said, okay, that's enough. I need to start focusing. God's given me this unique gift. I'm living a dream here. I got to start focusing on Him and using those gifts and sharing it with others.
Mike was committed to just that for 12 seasons with the Senators, making it to the postseason all but the last 2. Then in 2011, he was traded to Nashville. But just before he left Ottawa, he made one more commitment with his marriage to Carrie.
A little over a year ago, you let Jesus take the wheel. How has your faith helped you all stay planted and keep your feet on the ground?
Well, it's been huge because there's different pressures of different type of media, your relationships, kind of a little bit in the spotlights. Putting that into perspective and just trying to work on our relationship, keep everything outside, and try and keep the Lord in the center of it. When He's there, everything's so much easier. And a couple that prays together stays together. I love that because that's so true.
Mike continues to serve as a beacon of light in a game that can sometimes call for the tough and gritty style of play that Mike brings to the ice every day. In his new book, Defender of Faith, he wants to encourage kids to be bold about their faith wherever God leads them.
I want them to just stand up, be able to be proud of their faith, and not be scared of it. It's something to be definitely proud of, and be able to share it, and whatever God's gifted with you or whatever, just go after it. Put the Lord at the center of it, and there's no way to peace and happiness like the Lord can bring, and that's exciting because it's free. You don't have to go out and earn it. You just got to accept it.
Wonderful words. You just have to accept it. Whatever God's gifted you, just go after it. He wants you to have that wonderful dream because He's the one that created it for you. Well, if you want more information with Mike Fisher, all you have to do is check out his book. It's called Defender of the Faith, and it's available in stores nationwide. Chris?